Here we go. Let's make a bonus patch. I'll put a link in the description. This is a bonus library that we've been building at times. Let's see. Let's see here. Sorry, I had to check with my kid. So here, let's go on the cameras real quick. So I say hi. How you guys doing? Let's see. OBS. Hi. Hey, I'm John Limcool. Welcome to our live stream. We do this once a week. We get together. We enjoy synthesis and sounds and plugins, and we play with Unify. This is a plugin we've created. And there's a bonus library called the Z Livestream Bonus. I put a link in the description. It has samples in it, and we keep adding to it all the time from making things. So I wanted to let's start making something for this. So I've got a groove here going. I'm going to build up a chord in a cool way, a different way, a fresh way. So let's go over here to Layer Plus, and let's go looking down this list. This is where we choose presets that will load a layer, load a plugin. It could be even actually loading audio insert effects and stuff like that. But we'll go, let's go OBXD, and let's go synth for like a cool, like a detune, so we can just shape it from there. So let's bring. And let's have it be. Okay, it's a good start, right? So, and let's solo this so that we don't hear the drums for a minute. So I'm going to use an option over here, and I'm going to stick this into an embedded Unify. And the reason I'm doing that is because in here, I can like go crazy and make 24 layers if I want, and it's still just one layer inside of the above master Unify. So for this chord part, turn off solo. I'm going to sweeten the sound just a little bit by replace layer, presets, master, optimize the light, make sure that you guys can hear. It's raining? Good to see you all. My gosh, look at all of you guys showing up already. I love it. You guys are very prompt. I must say, I am very impressed. So let's go over here. Come here, OBXD. Let's play the panning a little bit so that it, and these patches as it plays. That's cute and stabby. So let's say duplicate this layer and then transpose like to a 7th. And let's say duplicate. And what I'm doing is making, like, a lot of synthesizers in the past had a chord memory, you know? Well, we're making chord memory inside a Unify as a patch. And what's fun with this way of doing it is each of these layers could be a different plugin, could be different sound. If I wanted to pan each of these a little bit, I could put this. I could do anything I want with this. That's what's so fun with this. Let's say we have an auxiliary with a reverb preset, like, and we just drum verb, what the heck. And let's have a couple of these samples. Not all of them. Let's have this one and this one. So you can do selective reverb because you're only putting it on certain sounds in the groove. So now. So let's get this dancing automatically. So we'll go arpeggiators, blue arp. Come here, buddy. Go to select type, set them all to off to start with. And then I want to like have the first one on and say normal. building a little pattern, and let's have this one here jump up an octave. And I'm there, I want the gate time to be shorter because I'm playing a higher note. That would be longer. Let me see over here. If I go over here to velocity control of this, now this might be where it gets to be tricky because it's like, well, I want to change the patch now. I want a little bit more velocity filter. Let's solo just one layer here. Now, here's the trick. So I've added more velocity, and I need to propagate this to these other 3 layers. This is where, if you click the bullet, you'll see under operations, there's copy plugin state and paste plugin state. That will allow me to copy and paste, but it's slow to click the bullet and do that. If you hold down Control and Shift and click the one you want to copy from, now just hold down Shift and click the bullet for the other ones, and you'll notice all of them have been updated now to have the amp velocity brought up. So now when I come over here to velocity, I can go loud, soft, 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 really soft. There, I get some accents. So, now let's say we want to have a little delay on the top layer here. So let's go auxiliary bus, delay. I always just go down here to the low pass filter ping pong 8. That's like your standard. Let's open this up, make sure that we got settings we want. We got quarter note and 8th delay. Let's make them multi-duplicate. And let's bring up power curve. Bring down the feedback. And then I need just a really busy 16th note bass line. So let's say, give me a new MD layer. Let's do this. Let's make it kind of FM-y and stuff. So let's go DX to a bass bank. And let's say Unify arpeggiators, blue arp. Take it down an octave. Let's go over to velocity. Search for the right sound, and maybe we'll hold down Option to turn everybody down just a little bit and then pop the bass back up. And I can adjust appropriately. Here's the hi-hat. Here's the kick. Let's go here to DX, go to the cart, and that's kind of cool. Maybe we can like personalize this. So if you haven't played with DX very much, it's really fun. It's 6 operator FM, just like a DX7. This shows you the algorithm. 1 is the only dude you're hearing. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all beating up 1. 2 has feedback on it. So if I go to 2, 3 and 4, let's go to 4 and change the frequency. And then let's go to the rate and speed it up. It'd be really cool if it was doing something like that, right? By the way, I didn't script this. I'm just having fun, so let's start there, but I think I really want to embed this into a Unify layer. So we say move into an embedded Unify layer, give me a utility of CC Writer, because I know I want to play with that high frequency and have it dancing a little bit. So this is all set, but I'm going to change this curve Oh, we can have it go up and down. That might be cool. See how it's going up, then down? Let's have it do that same thing inside of this Unify layer that's got the DX in it. Let's make this smaller so it doesn't take up the whole screen. Go to the knobs, and all I have to do is assign one of the knobs to CC20. That's the CC number. If you open up CC Writer right here, you'll see it says it's sending on CC20. You can change it to any CC number you want. It's just set to 20. So by setting it to 20, here it is, it's dancing. It's already getting down. So all I got to do is open up DX, hit the little ear, and go over here and move the course of 4. There it is. Now it's doing more than I want. I don't want it to go that quite that screechy, so we can like we're hearing. And I can change curvature to change the shape of when it changes from one frequency to another. I want to stay down here in the normal range and just and maybe I need to get this to be a little bit more retro sounding. It's a little clean, so go to Unify, Distortion, Chow Tape Model, and let's play around the presets first. Let's go to Degrade and turn this on. Bring up the amount, the depth, and envelope it. Let's have it mixed just 50%. Yeah, there we go. That's got more vibe to it. Ah, you guys are having a discussion over there. Okay, cool. So let's save this, and then I will get you the updated version of this library. So this is a BPM chord. So go BPM chord. What should we call this? Oh, what are you guys talking about? The another one. Can you a question about how AI act? There's no AI in Unify, so at this point, there's no plans to put any AI other than using AI to do artwork and stuff like that we do and stuff like that. Maybe some of the sample creation that we do in some libraries from time to time, but you know, we're not ready for that. Chord swim. How about, yeah, that's cool. Chord swim. Let's see. This is a major 9. So major 9 cold swim. That's fun. So save as. And change the date, because this is not April. This is June 7th, 2025. My goodness. And save as. Save? So I need to update this and give it to you. Let's do that really quick, because otherwise I will forget. So let's say over here, new libraries. And we go over here and we say. Now remember, inside of here is also a patch by our friend Paul Carter. It's a very dramatic, so you have to play very carefully, but the dynamics and you can get into the whispers, which is really fun. Paul is really great at that type of programming for those kind of sounds. So I love that. Not my forte, but you know, it takes all types, doesn't it? So let's copy this over to libraries. Let's compress the libraries. Let's see, let's give it a name. So go like that, and that changes to Guru. Yes, use Guru. And let's see here, go like this, like that, and compress this. And here you go. So it's compressed. So you will uncompress it, and it will have cold swim, major 9 cold swim with our chord. And it's a little hot. I should turn down the volume a little bit, but I didn't. There's other stuff in here. There's recycle examples because there's the drum from Fireworks, the drum firework kit. So make sure you download this little free library. We'll keep adding to this as we continue making patches for Unify, you know. So I thought we'd start with something fun like that. Now there's 2 things. Oh, there's 3 things. First of all, I should point out that I have a website, right? And pluginguru.com is that website. Expressions from our friend Tim Dale. This is the latest library that we've released. It's still at its introductory price for 3 more days. 2 more days now, actually. So we went to sleep and woke up, right? So instead of $42, you can get for $25. It's for Omnisphere 2. And it works inside a Unify because there is a unified version of the library. It's got all of these really cool patches for Omnisphere 2. So you have to own Omnisphere 2. Yeah. Thank you, Ivar. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Yes. So on a small side personal note, I just signed the papers this last week to buy this house. So I'm not renting this house anymore. It is now, I'm in debt to it. It's you know, owning my own business. It's better than pouring rent money down the drain to own. And thankfully, this house was bought by someone that lives in California to come and spend time with her brother. And then she found out she didn't like the weather of Idaho, I guess. And so she wasn't here very much, and it sat kind of empty for a couple years. And then last year, I saw it the day it became available. I felt like it was better than I was going to find, and it's in Eagle, which is not part of Boise, but it's a really nice area that's got nice trees and nice area and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you. So someone's talking about PolyMax. Yeah. So I own this. So I'm going to be here for a while, which is nice. I can still do what I might do at some point if I decide to live somewhere overseas, is rent this house out. Anyway, getting back to this. This is a really, really fun library Tim created that has the whole idea is expressions. So if you go to the macro knobs, there's actually aftertouch. Let's assign some of these patches, show it even more so. You can use aftertouch, but on this Native Instruments keyboard, it's more like after switch, right? When is the housewarming party? I know, right? We're actually having a little get together. I live in a little tiny gated community. There's like 12, 14 houses here. It's a little tiny, so cute. And there's a big little park space we have, and we're all meeting Tuesday to have drinks and just see, you know, we try to be a little tight-knit community and do stuff together sometimes. So you can come over to that, Bill. Oh, is anyone having a hard time to load PolyMax? You might need to write to Universal Audio if you're having a specific problem with your computer. It works here, as far as loading and so forth. It's to keep others out, I bet. Probably, you know. Yes, Tim Dale is a wizard. This is a really fun library. So you can see very creative, very fun stuff. When it's showing up. Oh, which one? I have, I have a piano, so I think I'm playing newer licks than I used to. I used to be very stuck in the way I was playing, but I feel my playing is getting better. I've been playing my piano. I still love my stretch chords and happy 97th, Andrew. Happy 97th birthday to who? Andrew's mentioning someone passed away, so I was curious who. Yes, he does. He does provide the sounds of synths and new synthesizers that have been made. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that, Andrew. Happy heavenly bye. I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss, man. Really, really fun patches. So this library for $25.20 is a great deal. 97's a good age. Yeah, that's a full life. So make sure you pick this up at its introductory price if you would like. And Tim, which is in the house, is here. Hello, Tim. We all thank you very much. In other news, we'll show the new library Cloudform that I'm working on in the second half. I want to go into Hyperion and Theia. Wavesequencer is here. Yes, he has updated Hyperion. Let's do this. Let's call up our little optimizer on the master and go over here and say Hyperion. Check this out. This is a free update to everybody. It's a point update from 0.64 to 0.65 for Hyperion, 0.21 to 1.22 for Theia. If you buy Hyperion, you get Theia for free, just so you know. Oh, and I was using all my interface screen here when I was working with this. Let me get this to be resized so that it shows up on the screen. If you're not familiar with Hyperion, this is a really fun synth that Paul, for those of you that might not know, I'm sure you all do because most of you have been here over and over and over again each week, but Paul is working on Unify 2, and it is just, we keep digging away. We're probably 4 or 5 months before actually releasing still, but it's getting better and better all the time. He comes from a background where he's made synthesizers and done some really interesting things in the past. Hyperion is his flagship, and then Theia is a patch player version of this, which basically gives you like, I see the play page kind of like this is what Theia mainly has. Instead of giving the access of clicking here and seeing the actual patch and everything that goes into it. So it's nice if you're into the synthesis world. This is a modular synth. As you can see, you'll see similar things like LFOs, ADSRs, oscillator, OB low pass, sine. Here's your macro controls, here's reverb and effects to the audio output. So once you work with Theia or Hyperion just a little bit, you'll start to understand how it works, how the colors describe the different elements. If we go over here to the browser, we could go to other, let's first of all see our other libraries. Here's the factory patches. So we have this go away. And we could go down here to like some of these, like Approaching Jupiter. You've got controls for modifying the patch. And it can get very deep. If you take a look at what's going on here, you'll see that there's granular. There's all this stuff happening. Flute models, plucked strings, all this stuff, right? And it's playing more than it should. So, thank you. Okay, why are you... There. So there's some really great sounds. There's some basic sounds. Then you get into the sounds like this where there's an oscillator here. That's a huge sound, man. So it's sonically great. It's a creative playground. You just right click and here's the list of all nodes. You can see all of these different modular pieces you have to play with. And he keeps adding things to this. And he added something new in this latest update that's really, really fun. It's up here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if we go to oscillator, voice generators. Where is it at? Is it in the list? Voice processing. Paul, where would I find it in the list? Per voice data modulated data processors. I thought it'd be in voice generators. Isn't yes, it includes my version of the Steam pipe. And the demo patches are free. So I'll show you the patches. I was trying to find it in here. So it's Hypr is what it's called. HY. It doesn't show up in the list. Huh. In the voice processors. Okay. Voice process. Oh, there it is. Hyperpipe. Let's see if I deleted the list. Well, I just had to scroll down and find it here. Okay, so Hyperpipe is a new module. And if we go over here to the patches and we go to the libraries and let's change to the Hyperpipe examples. These are patches that are a free download. There's a link. Let me see. Did I put a link in the... I don't think I put a link to... So let me put a link into the video chat real quick. If you own Hyperion, you can go to either Traction to download the update from the Traction app. If you own Hyperion from buying it from our website, it's available at pluginguru.com. You can log in. The links are there. You can also go to the demo pages and download it. And then let's see here. Where did I put the Hyperpipe? Here we go. So the patches, there's 16 patches. There's a link to them. And these call up the new, let's just see, right? Go over here. A new module called Hyperpipe, which is using delays and filters and all sorts of things. It's building that from noise. So it's really, really, really a cool model. And there's examples here of different patches. Paul got a steam pipe, I believe is the name of the synth, and was inspired by that and made a model similar to that for Hyperpipe. So it's got that cool zingy FM hyper modeling kind of vibe to it. And you can play around, even just playing with the envelope. We'll give you all sorts of really interesting variations on these types of sounds. There's one patch in particular that he worked really hard on this. You can do the overblown effects. Using the mod wheel. Or remove layer 2. Let's see. Oh, let's see. How do I get rid of remove layer 2? There. So some really cool vibes coming from this update. It's steel band kind of things. I made a rock and pipe lead guitar. And Paul, I worked on this a little bit more. I actually made the volume a little soft. If you go to the model to the audio output, you can bring this audio output. It was at 1.0, which is a little hot. I got into feedback with the mod wheel. Pretty cool. It's based on the Reactor Ensemble steam pipe, which is built by an old friend of mine here in the okay. Rap, heavy metal, or rock. That beats some creative use for these. A lot of these types of sounds. There's examples where you have openings in songs, or you have a MIDI file that's playing some sort of Timberland likes to do stuff where there's like musical things that are then built with beats on top of. So how the sounds are used is really, it's up to how you produce it. You could take this and you would go to the envelopes and let's take the reverb out, right? Because it's got this really long reverb. Let's go to 3. Let's get the release to be short. So there's ADSR 3, 2. There's all these ADSRs. Holy cow. Let's go to ADSR 1. Make sure that... I mean, there's all sorts of ways to use it, right? And there's actually a really cool, if you go to Hyperpipe, check this out. There is this thing called Drive. And the high... So there's ways. I wouldn't say this is like the ideal place to go. If you're doing Peter Gabriel things and stuff like that, this would be a patch that'd be really fun to play with. But here's the thing. So like, here's our effect chain, right? If you want, you can right click, go to your audio effects, go over here. I like the EQ distortion. And then all you have to do is find out where you want to put this in the chain. Let's put it before reverb. So I can right click on this. Oh wait, let's see. I'd right click right here and say disconnect that. Plug this into here, plug this into here. Now take this down an octave. And then assign like the mod wheel to like that. Let's go like this. So here's our note inputs. And one of these is right, where is it? Mod wheel. Mod wheel, and then you click it and you drag down here and you see where it tells you the name of the parameters, right? So let's go to high pass filter, which is here. You know, production is like what you do with the tools for what you want to convey emotionally in your music. So you can go some really cool places. This is a synthesizer, which means it can play dreamy, mellow stuff. I'm going to save that so we can like, I'm going to go save to the user library, and I'm going to call this pan with teeth. And let's say wind, and just save it because that's fun. Yeah, well, it's included for free. So my feelings are coming to lose my too. So yeah, the way you use something, I mean, dreamy libraries can be turned into really cool sources for all sorts of aggressive music just by just changing the production, changing the envelopes, and putting something on it that gives it a different personality, you know? But it's cool to get this from inside of Hyperion with this really cool new model. So you know, we'll save that, and I try to update the download to have that in it. I'm just not going to do it in the live stream because there's a lot to it. But we started with whole different place, right? So vocal pad's cool. So this, if you study it really quick, you can see that he's using a BQ low pass. Thank you, Barry. I understand the basics of Hyperion. It took me a little while. It takes a bit to wrap your head around it. You have to... one of the keys is you have to own a modular synth at some point so that you can understand that these are the pieces like a modular synth. And so the main things you have to have is the input notes, and you have to have the audio output, and everything in between. It's so much work. I mean, Paul needs a shout out just for the amount of work of making the factory patches and the 3 libraries he's made, because each one of these synthesizers is a complete different modular system. You click this, it's making this sound. Uh-oh, what did I do to break it? What did I do? I know I've got something going on that's making it not work right. But you have access to everything, and each of the modules have all these little boxes, which are the knobs and the parameters of that box. So you can change the attack, decay, sustain, release. All the parameters can be changed in all the, it's very, very, very flexible, but the power of it is that each patch is a completely different, you know how Serum has 3 oscillators and a sub oscillator and all that kind of stuff. Every patch can be a completely different. And the way he does it for each patch is different. So it's just a massive amount of work to do this. There's math blocks and there's all sorts of things, and you can study this to see why things are used to do what they do. It's very cool. Very, very, very cool. So with this update, we've added a cool thing. When you go over here and you run Hyperion, if you want to add these patches, if you haven't, there's this little tiny download thing right here that says import patches when you hover over it. If you go there and you go to the desktop to Hyperion, you'll see the file that you can download that called the Hypr set and Hyperpipe examples. When you select that, it will make a new folder called Hyperpipe examples inside of the patches right here. And inside of there are all the patches, including the rock guitar and all this stuff. So shout out to Paul. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. It's easy to use. You just got to get your head wrapped around the layout of it. And the other things, and these are things you're going to see showing up in Unify that are cool, is that like he's really into graphics. So you can choose here what image you want to have in the background when you go to the play page. And you can change that if you want. So this is something coming to Unify where we're going to have graphics that you can choose for the backgrounds. It's super, super, super fun. So some of the things you're seeing inside of Hyperion are coming to Unify just because he's the mad dude that made this in the first place. So it's really cool to carry on that concept. So shout out to Paul. Shout out to the update. It's a free update if you own Hyperion. Hyperion's $129 at the website. I'll give you a hint. I'm starting my birthday sale on Thursday. So before buying, maybe wait till Thursday if you want, because there will be a little sale started. Because I'm going to have my birthday's next week. So pretty exciting. It's nice to own your own website where you can have a birthday sale. But you see, as we change patches here, the graphics behind it can change too. So it's pretty fun. Hey, Aquatic, how you doing, man? You definitely should check out Unify. And we'll be playing that in a minute. Are there any questions about Hyperion and Theia before we move on? I should point out, let me find the website for them. Odin. Let's see. There's also something else I want to show you guys. If you pop up questions, we'll come back to Hyperion if we need to. But we'll go over here to Odin. Oh, I installed it, but it's not known to Unify yet. So we go over here to. I'm just going to select plugins on the VST page here. Date added. Oh, you didn't see Zebra 3 there. Can't talk about it yet, but it's pretty cool. Let's go over here. Odin. This has been updated to a new skin. Wow, it's very dark. Is that how it's supposed to look? Let's see. Odin. That's how it looked. Oh, wait, there we go. That looks better. The first time I loaded, it was like, it's all so dark, man. What's going on? Let's see. Where is their presets? So we go here. This is a free synthesizer. It's got some really cool abilities with different types of synthesis. They've been supporting it, so there's a new version out. Here, let me give you a video link. So Unify plays Hyperion. Okay, it sure does. It does great. And you can layer it, and you can save patches and call it up. And Yes. So the patches in Hyperion are the hyper patches are just starting points. It's not like a full library that we would sell. He just, he takes breaks from working on Unify 2 and goes over and makes a couple of patches to get his sanity back, right? So this sounds really great. And you have parameters to change, all sorts of things here. You have different A, B, C, D, so you can choose different waveforms from all these. Let's see, chip tune over here on A. So it's a vector os. That's very cool. And there's a lot of patches. So anybody working on a jazz drum library for Unify? I did a library called Groove Summit that has acoustic drum kits. And I did not really like jazz brushes per se and stuff like that. Anyway, this is a free update for a free synth. And they did a very nice job of improving the interface. I guess you could change the skins and stuff like that. I haven't played with it until just now. So show tooltips, open main storage path, the Wave Warden. He has a new synthesizer at his website, the Wave Warden, by the way, to check out. I think it's called Spline. Check this out. It's called Spline synthesizer. I have a, I'm probably not in the market for buying a new synthesizer right now, but it's really interesting in that it has a lot of things from Odin refined. There's really cool concepts between generating different LFOs on XY pads. Things that we've seen in a few synthesizers. Serum 2 has something like this. Some of the plugins like Sculpture from Apple's Logic Pro have had things like that. Anyway, this is really cool synth, so check it out as well when you're here checking out Odin 2. He also has Filter Force, which is a cool filter. I think you can do rhythmic stuff. $29, not that bad. But anyway, the link is in the video description. Yes, each synthesizer takes a bit of getting to know Ivar for sure. So this layout is different. You've got 3 oscillators, 2 filters. They show how they could be gone into here and be put into, I think you have to hit the on to like route it into here. Otherwise it goes this way. You've got amp envelopes, filter envelopes, a mod envelope, a global envelope, 3 LFOs and a global LFO. So it's very nicely laid out. I haven't tried to program with it, so I'm not sure how its flow is for voicing and stuff like that, but they did a good job. They've kept it alive. Chip tune. There's even drums in here. And keys. So there's a lot of stuff going on. If you go to Atmosphere, this is one of the things I thought it excelled at when I played with it last time, was more the, pulsator. Nice. So, for those of you that want a new synthesizer to play with, and it doesn't cost anything except downloading and installing, not bad, not bad. CPU wise, it's a little heavy. It's our favorite aftertouch. after switch, I love to call it. Which, if you call something like this, you go, oh, I wish I had an easier way to control it. Click right here on the bullet, go over here and assign this to channel aftertouch. And now you can control it with your knob, just like that. And then what you can do, let's see if we, I'm curious, I haven't tried this, I was thinking about this. If you go over here to the filters and we say MIDI filter, what happens if we bypass listening to aftertouch, suppress aftertouch? So now the keyboard does this. It also suppresses here. It'd be so cool if we could route it so that aftertouch on the keyboard didn't work, but this did. That'd be just, let's see if I can try it. If we go over here to the assignments, full range, into the instrument, where's aftertouch? I don't see if they have a modulation source for mod wheel, pitch bend blade. I don't see it. Well, it was an interesting idea. So I could filter out aftertouch, but then I would basically make sure I turned off aftertouch on my keyboard controller is what I would do. Because what's fun with this is you can actually stop somewhere in the range of aftertouch and leave it until you use aftertouch and overwrite it. But if I turned it off on my keyboard, then I could just have it. I'm not a fan of how aftertouch on these inexpensive keyboards works. Some of the bigger, like Osmos, the new Poly Brute with its way its keyboard works, they've done a good job of incorporating the engine and making it work with that keyboard. But just as a keyboard controller, I'm not the biggest fan of aftertouch. So, and it has clap and audio units as well. So yes, yes, it's VST3, clap, and audio unit, and free. So there you go. All right. All right. The new library. Let's talk about that for a minute. It's really come a long ways. It's now called Cloudform. Last week it was called Starfield. And once I got done with all of the Koshi Chimes, which are these guys. These are made by a special company. Check this out. They're made here by the Koshi company. I think they're in France. It's a very special type of chime. They're kind of tuned, but it's not totally tuned. I have had to do a lot of work on the tuning of these to get them to work. But what's unique about it is, let's see if I can get to where I can see what I'm showing here. Inside of here, there are 8 tines. You can't really see them. I actually have a picture I can show you on the desktop of these sons of a guns. Let's see here, right here. This is looking inside a Koshi chime, and you can see these little tiny stick-up dowels. They're actually like soldered into this steel bottom, and then they're wrapped in a bamboo body so that they resonate. And they just, a lot of people use these for healing. It's just a very calming, cool sound. And there's this little tiny dowel here at the bottom. See this? If you work on your technique, you can get to where it spins around. And when it spins around, it hits all 8 of them at once. And so I have been working for quite some time on my Koshi Chimes playing technique. So inside of the Unify library are, yeah, there you go. Let's go to Earth first because it's major. Like here. These are slow. That's Aqua. And you can turn on a sub. And it's really, really cool. So as you can see, there are like 40 phrases I have sampled. Each one of these chimes, if you see here, each one of them plays a different scale. 2 of them are major, 2 of them are minor. I'll be documenting all that in the patch names and so forth. But like Earth is major, so when you go over here to Earth, you're playing a major. This feels happy. Fire, I think, is also major. And then Aqua and Air are minor. So hear the minor vibe. And there's fast and slow phrases. Because what's cool is if you like take this, go to Unify layer. Let's layer this with some sort of synth pad. Or even a plucks. The plucks are really cool with this. So we could say like... just get this really cool motion stuff. But doesn't it sound more like clouds than space? Right? Now, to get the Koshis to sound this way, I showed them last week and they were pretty thin. I'd recorded with one technique using my Rode microphones, and the end result was it didn't have this really warm... I didn't want it to be so bright that you couldn't play chords, and it's still this just really cool sheen. So, a friend of mine here in Boise has connections to this dude that has these incredible microphones. And so we borrowed, these are Cascade Fatheads. And we recorded with them. Look, here's just one of the Fatheads by itself. They have a really cool, they're ribbon microphones, I believe. Really cool vibe, very warm. I use noise reduction and stuff because they were a little bit noisy. And then I also recorded, and this took like over a day of sampling by itself. One Koshi of these, I have all 4, right? There's this one is fire. It has, the O is red, so it's fire. I have all 4 of them, right? I bought the whole set. I have one of my customers that loves the healing libraries I did texted me and said, you gotta use and sample Koshi Chimes. So I bought them and sampled them, and then he's like, and I can't wait for a playable version. And I was like, ah! And so check this out. I had to take one apart to a certain point. I didn't, you can't disrupt the actual bamboo body or the frame or the tines. But as you can see from this picture, I taped up every stinking tine except for one so that I could play it. And then when you remove the string that's holding the Koshi thing, you find this little tiny button on it. And I made my own drumstick with that button so that I could go in and carefully strike them. So here I am at 3 in the morning, taping up all the tines, trying to get to where I hit just one and not get others to resonate or else it doesn't work. And so I've actually made the actual Koshi Chimes as a playable instrument. And if you go to the 8-note version, this is one where it's just... you can play it that way. I'm using Unify, check this out, to make 8 layers, and each layer is just one of the 8 notes set to the pitch. So I have to make 3 more of these. I just made 1. So you get the same vibe as going like this. It's not quite the same. I couldn't get all the Koshi, the chimes to ring and stuff like that, but I think I got close enough that it's pretty cool, right? So you have them that way. I also, because it's available and my fingers can reach them, I've played each one as a finger drum. So you have this cool instrument. And then the other part of the library, there's two other components to this library besides the Koshi Chimes that are really cool. One is, well, there's actually like more than that. There's the chords, which are these really cool frozen granular chords. Here, let's build one just to show you how fun this is. Let's go up to this. And this is major, so we could use fire, fast. Let's add to that. Let's have it go up an octave. And then I have all these cool basses. Let's go Dominion Overlord. And let's change this to be like this. So you start to see where the vibe comes from. Oh, I've got this assigned to aftertouch. I was like, how am I getting aftertouch to change? Because like these patches don't have aftertouch. Let me reassign this back to 2. Now there's other sounds in here. Piano striker is me playing my piano with a drumstick. So let's take that down an octave to make it even more like. Isn't that cool? And something like Dominion Overlord actually works really cool as a lead sound. So if we had this be like a split. And let's put a synth sound on it, because there's all these really cool synths that I made using granular techniques and all sorts of stuff. So we could go to synth like Crystal Ethereus and I'll clean this up. I'm going to call it a work in progress. So go whip, save as, and save. The other part of the library that's really fun is I just took possession, I bought from someone my mom knew, a 6'6" Yamaha grand piano. And it's an incredible instrument. And the first thing I sampled was me banging it with sticks. So I made all these drum grooves from drums, from my piano. Now the kick drums, I made those in kick drum 2. And then put processing on it. If you want, you can hear like I have different legit kicks, but starting right here, we get to the actual piano drums. And every one of the snares, these are all piano. And then up here I use brushes and drumsticks slightly playing on the harp of the piano. And so there's like 70 samples of piano plus really cool kicks. For all these grooves. So you can take something like this. Let's call this up with our work in progress that we were doing, right? And say, load this as a Unify layer. You start to get the vibe, right? See where you can go with this? It's so cool. So this library comes out next Thursday. I'm going to make some more patches for it. There's monster basses. This is all the basses. together. Really, really, really fun. I've made a couple really cool examples of what you can do, like these BPM chords. Isn't that cool? So the Koshi Chimes are in there. Isn't this fun? So here's Heading to Heaven. Take those chords, put pump house, doing rhythmic stuff. And you have like your next Massive Attack library. See, when I do libraries like this, I'll tell you quite honestly, I pretend that I'm making an album. And I go making a set of sounds that I would use to produce my album. And then I stop and I give the sounds to you guys, so everybody gets to make albums. So this is like for an album project of a really cool vibe with sounds you've never heard before. Isn't that fun? And then I took this a step further. I made a split called Taste of Heaven. And it's in minor, so you have to play minor. So, this is what I've been working on. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. I mean, just listen to this drum pattern right here. This is so cool. Isn't that so cool? Just love it. It was a happy accident. I put noise box. Here's without it. And noise box brought out just an added 10% of weird noises from the samples. And that just so dope. I just love it. So, this is Cloudform. I've been working on the artwork, so each patch you call up, if we go over here to like Growth Orb, you have images that I have created in AI software that match the vibe. Let me see, is that showing up on the screen all the way? Let's see, let's maybe say a little bit smaller. So go like that. You know, it's one of these things. I'll tell you, I'm having love-hate moments with AI. It's a tool that lets us all do amazing things we never dreamed we could do, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you have to accept that everybody on the planet is going to be able to do these things that used to take years of specialty. Like my 40 years of making synth patches can now be done by a 10-year-old typing in an AI program, you know? So it's a crazy world we're living in, but you have to embrace the technology and understand it Don't let it own you. Don't become foreign to it. You got to know what's going on. So, I mean, it's allowing me to make images. I would never be able to make this image myself. Not even close, right? But that's what we can do. And now, none of these sounds themselves were made by AI. They were made very carefully with all sorts of work and sampling and synthesis programming and effects and so forth. So I think it's cool that I can now make images that match patches that I make, but you know, in a year we'll be able to say blah 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 and it'll make the patch and the artwork automatically. So we'll see how that goes. You know, still have to be creative, that's right. If I was to show you, I see I have Discord running actually, like to create like just this piano strike, that piano strike image. Let's see here, check this out. It took over and over and over and over and over and over again to get it to generate. At one point I was trying to like use a glove and have it hit the hammer of the piano. I was like, you know, this is kind of close, but it's not quite the right vibe. And so I refined it and then got to like this and closer. And I think the final was this one. And then I used Photoshop a little bit to work on other elements of it. Photoshop has AI built into it, so you can do things as well. It takes a lot of work. It's finessing just like everything else. It doesn't just do it and it's done, right? So check this out. I love the artwork I came up for like this patch right here for PowerPoint. That's Skippy getting down right there, right? And on point, because it's very 80s. So I'm putting some like normal straight ahead patches and then putting in all these really cool like we've heard this cinematic sound used a lot, and I used Universal Audio's Moog, Mini Moog Oscillator synth to do this one. I think it's the closest to sounding like a Moog of all of them. Here, I'll show you an example. If we go Moog. Really quickly, just turn on feedback. I mean, it just has the vibe, man. And to get that sound that I made, I was, let's see, it was like this type of a sound where, and then this is slow and it has decay on. Slower. Let's see, we could get more oscillators involved. I used to own a Mini Moog. It was my first synthesizer. It's just great. So I used that and sampled with reverb and to get that sound. So, yeah. So this will be out next Thursday. There's more work to do to it. All the Koshi Chimes. I have artwork for the air sign, for Aqua. Right? Earth. I can't wait to experiment with like some of these slow ones and put these with pads and so forth. So that's what I'm doing this week. And then fire is a fire planet. I hope you like these. I made them at 3 in the morning last night. So that'll be out. And then the following week from that, there's another library coming that I'll show you just for a moment here because it's really exciting. Let's see. Your shakers are yes, you don't want to be left behind. That's a very good point. Yeah. So anyway, the next library coming is from Bob Dedis, and it is called Shogun. And I showed you just a minute of this a couple weeks ago. Let me show you a little bit more about this to get you excited. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I think I showed you this. He's decided to go way back in time. And so there's these example patches which are combining all the elements. You can see there's wind, there's string instruments, there's signs. I'm not sure exactly what these are. These are signature sounds. Okay, so signature sounds is a sign. So special sounds he's made that are not tied to anything per se. There's Epic Master Perk. And then there's Small Perk. So we have all those things, Tychos, orange, red. I mean, the sounds are incredible. Different rattles for percussion, all these percussion instruments, pads, there's multis. It has begun. This is on C. So it's going to be really fun. So I need to start practicing my Japanese. It's very great for film scores, for video games, for if you need that really cool, unique vibe in your tracks. There's these cool drones from flutes. So this will be out on the 19th. So it's an epic. It's like 2 gigabytes of samples. There's phrases. There's these riffs. Right? which if you wanted, you could go to other libraries, go to Cloudform to the drums, and these are all synced up. You know? So you can take it anywhere. Then we go back to Shogun, see if there's some BPM perk. Taiko. Let's add. Here's War Festival. So it all works together. That's the fun thing with Unify. There's cool basses. So this will be out on the 19th. So for those of you that want something truly unique, going back in time, being accurate to all sorts of instruments of the Japanese times, of the taiko, of the shogun. Right? Then the strings, like the... And he has it so you play across the keyboard. It does the scales and so forth for you, for that kind of thing, for Gaku. So, unique ways of playing them, all sorts of really, really cool stuff. So that's coming out on the 19th. So, lots going on. Hope you guys are enjoying this. If there's any questions, pop them up in the stream. Pretty serious. Oh, yeah. Yes. You ready to be around with that? Yeah, it's fun. We got some good stuff coming up. So anyway, thank you all for joining us. Let's do our shout outs as well, because I'm going to wrap up, go hang out with my mom and dad. The reason I moved here is to be close to my mom and dad. They're an hour away. So Athena and I are going to pack up and go see them and hang for the evening and play us All About Zebra 3. It's really good. They're doing some really cool things with it. It's very cool. I will share the piano as a piano library in the future. Yes, I'm going to sample my piano as a piano. Right now, it's available in 2 flavors inside of Cloudform because I used it for this piano striker patch. Which is really, really cool. You combine this with other patches and that attack is really, really cool. And then the drum kits are just super, super fun. I had a really good time seeing what kind of cool sounds I could get out of the piano that were not piano, because everybody has piano libraries and I, like always, all these grooves you see here, there's 31 of them. They're all assigned to a knob. So you can actually cycle through all the patterns. Which, if you automate this, allows you to immediately make patterns nobody on the planet has, using sounds nobody on the planet has. So it's really fun. Anyways, let's do our shout out. Shout out from Eagle, Idaho. Shout out from Eagle, Idaho. Thank you, Ivar. Look at that, Texas, Canada. By the way, I hope Edmonton beats Florida. It's so fun. There's college baseball World Series, the Oregon State Beavers. My family, my cousins and stuff are very deeply invested in them. Their kids went to school there and stuff. And they're in the World Series. They're playing Florida right now. They won the first game yesterday, so that's super cool. There's Edmonton versus Florida in hockey. Then there's the NBA Finals. I mean, if you like I like sports, but I won't bet on anything, so I think it's a sad thing people do. But I love all the sports stuff. It's really, really cool. On the site that will allow you to purchase. Yeah, we're working on the website to get some updates, but there's stuff in place right now where you can't buy the same library twice. So if you already own something, it will tell you. Let's see, the Netherlands. Good to see you. Starmzale work. I haven't seen you before, so hi. Nice to meet you. How cool. Les, hope you got my email in Poland. Hello. Did he use a Rolandic Taiko? I don't know what Bob used to make these. He's in a little village in Greece. So we'll talk to him on the 19th. We'll interview him, of course. I like to interview all the other developers about what they did to make sounds. We can ask him that question then. In wet London, Bobox, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Thank you all for joining. Have a great, productive week. Next Thursday, new libraries coming. Birthday sales coming because my birthday's a week from Monday. Yay! So back to the woods in California. Paul, thumbs up on all the work on Unify 2. I can't wait to show you all what we're doing. We'll show it when it's ready. We can't show it before then because it's just not fair. But we're still exciting times. Thanks for joining us as always. It's great. I can't believe after 90 minutes of me talking, there's still 90 of you guys here. So that's crazy. Thank you. Bless you all. We'll see you next week, okay?